We have an update on Nixon Newell's AEW walkout. Plus, John Cena is entering War Games. And there is backstage concern over Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. This week, we've talked quite a bit about Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise. They were set to compete on Collision this past Saturday, their second AEW match. Their first was against Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir at the start of November. This one didn't happen, though. After being told they would have a 3-minute loss to the team of Ty Conti and Anna Jay, they left. There's been lots of back and forth about the reason why they left, whether it was the timing of the match, whether it's the fact they didn't want to lose the match. That was another conversation that happened. And we've had reports from Fightful, from PW Insider, and from Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise themselves. And Fightful has shared some more details on the situation from the past week.
That was some fantastic talking, Tom.
Thank you.
After the live stream the two participated in, a number of AEW talent and staff reached out about the situation. It was claimed to Fightful Select that Bryan Danielson even spoke with Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise and wasn't thrilled about the way the match went on November the 1st, the one against Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir, where Megan Bayne had to do a shoot double German suplex because the two, at least one of them maybe sandbagged her potentially, maybe or maybe not. Who knows what happened, but the face looking like a slapdash definitely was a thing there, Tom.
She looked about as happy as anyone would be when they're told, can you please just like deadlift double German suplex these two women, please?
Yes, anyway, the report continues. It wasn't the goal AEW had for that particular match we just spoke about there. Nixon Newell spoke with Fightful and adamantly denied this, saying that she never met Danielson, which means it's a classic case. It's all about the he said, she said, bull, boo. In the words of Frederick Durst.
The Right Honourable Frederick Durst making a really strong point there. Fightful adding more to the Nixon Newell comments recently, in which she was struggling to get bookings on the indie circuit. So this was another part of this whole thing as well. Nixon Newell spoke very publicly on her Twitch stream about how she was unable to get dates on the indies. This did lead to people within AEW, according to Fightful Select, going to bat for her and consequently bringing her and Miranda Elise in for some bookings. Fightful Select say, we heard that she had had talks earlier this year with a company after that initial comment about not getting indie bookings. People of influence in that company stated that the conversations did not go well and they soured on possibly booking her because of some of the asks. It was never specified to us what those were.
Twitter rumours popped in my head there, Thomas. There was a time
dangerous.
A while ago where she was saying, like, oh, I'm not getting the bookings that I want to get, the amount of bookings that I want to get, where someone was saying, like, her asking price. Again, Twitter rumour, pinch yourself, all that stuff. Should I be saying it? I don't know. I'm going to say it anyway because we've heard about specified to us. They not were. $3,000 asking price. Do you remember that?
I've heard some rumours of around that price. Other sources that I've read, I've heard that as well, around $3,000. And it's more a case of there's a lot of indies that around the country, in the UK and in the US, that probably wouldn't have that kind of money for a talent like that. So it's a big asking price. I think you hear a lot of this when there's a lot of people that come away from WWE and they do have quite a high asking price coming out of it because former WWE star, you know, the idea that it's going to add numbers to whatever you do. And in some cases, it absolutely does. In some cases, it might not, but in some cases, it absolutely does. So I have heard some rumors about high asking prices. There were also reports of Nixon Newell walking out of an indie show that she was actually booked on. So this was a story about a show that she was that she worked in, which at the end of the show, she was going to do a run-in to build to a future match, but she was gone from the arena before that happened. Fightful gave us an update on this.
Yeah, they say, we saw messages where the promoter spoke to Nixon and was trying to bring her back to later shows, so there was no issue between her and that promoter. It appears to have been a miscommunication between the promoter and the talent. Newell stated that she wasn't informed of a potential run-in until after her match, at which point she informed the promoter that her flight was in an hour and she had to leave. A talent had claimed that they had spoke to Newell directly about it and that she'd agreed. It appears that the travel was not communicated to other talent. However, Newell was adamant that the other talent were informed. So she had a flight. She went and got the flight. Other people didn't know about the flight. The people didn't tell her about the thing. It's all just a big miscommunication.
So it sounds like Nixon Newell also told Fightful that reports about Bryan Danielson's reaction and the indie show walkout story were all false information.
Matt, the timing of that secondary thing about walking out came about. Like, I imagine that happened nowhere near Saturday.
No, I think it was
out now.
Yeah, I think when something like that happens, you get a lot of people that go, "Oh, something like this happened in my way." Yeah. So it's all this stuff sort of comes to the fore there. We'll keep an eye on that one. We'll let you know more. We know more at cultaholic.com. Meanwhile, John Cena had a busy night last night on Monday Night Raw. He was there alongside Paul, You Don't Want Me in the Photograph, Triple H, to announce that the Saturday night's main event with his final match on will feature exhibition matches between WWE and NXT stars. He also won the Intercontinental title last night on Raw, which we talked about in our first video. But there is more to come for the month of November for one Jonathan Cena.
Ibu of Self-Made is saying that John Cena will be in the War Games match for the first, and obviously because he is retiring pretty soon, the last time ever he'll be on Team The Good Guys.
Team Punk, which currently consists of CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes. It looks like we could be adding John Cena to that team as well. I'm sure I've heard that they wanted to get John Cena in a War Games match before this, but obviously schedules have never quite aligned for him.
And he's been busy doing other things that we've seen with our own eyes.
Yeah, there is that as well.
Like films, and I've said the very northeast there, films, and also championship titles and other feuds.
He's had plenty going on, and sometimes he will do an interview or two. Currently, the opposing team for CM Punk, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and possibly John Cena is Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul. Another name, TBA. There's lots of conversations about Austin Theory being added to this team.
That would feel so left field at this point, just because he has been missing from TV for so long. And when he was on TV, it was barely for a long time when he's alongside Grayson Waller. It would just feel too shoehorned in there.
Bit too shoehorny.
Like the shoehorn was like shaped like a square. You know what I mean? Imagine trying to use a shoehorn that was shaped like a square. You couldn't get your shoes on. It's a square. A three-dimensional square, Tom. It's three-dimensional. You can't get your foot in there. You can't.
Tony Atlas has a shoehorn.
Oh, Christ. Different kind of horn. Yes.
It could be that. It could also be Brock Lesnar. That's a possible one, isn't it?
Who knows?
It is a very possible one.
This damn Seth Rollins, that's what I'm blaming. So obviously, I think Logan Paul... I was about to say, Tom, Logan Paul has filled Seth Rollins' hole. Obviously, I think Logan Paul would have been the fourth guy if Rollins didn't get injured. Rollins has got injured. Logan Paul is now Seth Rollins. Logan Paul's hole now needs filled. But
you
not with a
pay the troll toll to get into Seth's hole.
But not with a three-dimensional square.
Becky Lynch will be furious. So John Cena ticking off all the boxes. He's won the last title that he was missing. He's going to get himself into War Games ahead of his final match. All he needs is to have a drink out of Chewy Thompson's glass of water, and we are done with John Cena's career. He needs to do no more. Get that done. Meanwhile, let's talk about this War Games match a little bit more. The lineup for the men's War Games match, according to Ibu of Self-Made, has been in flux for quite some time. He was told around SummerSlam that WWE wanted to sell tickets for Survivor Series. Of course you do. It'd be weird if you didn't. By putting Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and John Cena on one War Games team. And it hasn't been an easy journey to put that together. It's been a bit of back and forth behind the scenes. Some creative concerns.
Yes, the quote continues. I was told, Ibu was, there'll be a number of hurdles into making that team. I was told it's not on the cards for Cody to be in the match, but Cody is scheduled to defend his championship on the show. There are people within the company that believe that somebody involved does not want Roman and Cody to be on the same screen unless they tease a match they're going to be able to deliver on. Right now, Cody and Roman is not scheduled. There are hurdles there. What are the hurdles? Is it Dwayne? He's the sleeping policeman of the piece. But because he's so... he's not even that... I was about to say he's not even that hench anymore. He's still very hench, but he's not as hench as he once was. Therefore...
Yeah, you skinny loser, Dwayne. Fight us.
You pencil neck geek. But what are the hurdles?
Well, okay, so... As it stands, so Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes have met twice in very high-profile matches. Cody's won one, Roman's won one. I think that because of the status that these two have, I think if you're going to put them in the situation together in anything, you're obviously going to have to... There'll obviously be some kind of tease or suggestion that they're going to wrestle at some point. And if that's not something they're planning to do anytime soon, then they don't want to give you that thought. They don't want to give you the tease that they might do it.
Just take it back to the 1980s. It's very simple. I'm not quite keen on you because of our history. Is that right, Roman Reigns? I'm Cody Rhodes. I'm not quite keen on you either, but for one night only, for the greater good to take down the Vision and Logan Paul, we're going to work on the same page. Very powerful, manly handshake.
That's not...
Lightning bolts everywhere. It writes itself. It couldn't be easier.
That is not how we do it in the Paul Levesque
I
era.
know.
It's not. We haven't got enough time to do it in the Paul Levesque era. We need 5 weeks. We
Right.
need week 1 for Cody to go, no, I'll never team with Roman Reigns.
But Cody,
No.
I'm Roman Reigns. I want to be with you on your team. I want to be with you. Yes.
No.
Right.
Week 2.
Hi, Cody. I still would like to be with you. I'm going to now punch Logan Paul in the face to prove that I want to be with you.
No, I can't team with you.
Maybe next week I'll get him.
Week 3, this is where...
I'm Roman Reigns. I'm getting beaten down by the Vision. Who can save me?
I'm Cody Rhodes. Bang! I've saved you, but still, no.
Oh, you've bumped into me accidentally. That means we're still... Look
We're
at
backed up. Oh, let's go.
Maybe next week.
Week 4, I might team with you.
I would still like to team with you, even though a little bump last week.
Then week 5, one of us is getting beaten up, the other comes to make the save. And then
Superman punch.
That's it. And then you've got to block out an hour for us to slowly go. As the crowd... Cinema! Cinema! The Paul, or something like that.
They could do it, yeah.
Which I haven't got time. WTF moments later today.
Patreon.com/Cultaholic. It'll be there.
We have to record this again. I'm steaming.
Oh no, is this the second time we've done this video? Joke.
No, good time back. Also, I had a lovely chat with Luke Menzies, formerly Ridge, Holland, and we talked for an hour about everything. And I do mean everything. His recent tweets, recent discussions on like his financial situation. We also had some fun as well. We talked about what a steam pig definitively is. We talked
Not a gimp.
It's not a gimp. We talked about the reason for his very short burst on the indie scene, which I worked with him on the indie scene when he first broke in, and I didn't know why he was there. And then he told me why he was there, and I went, oh, there's a few conversations I've had now that I feel very silly about. We also talk about going on the drink in Yorkshire, so that's good. So it's a make a brew, sit down with me and Luke Menzies for an hour, we have a lovely time. Out of the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
I boo boo. That's me saying bye bye, but with the name